Hello my beautiful creatives, and welcome back to my art channel. My name is Chrissie B, and I'm a creativity coach hoping to inspire you to live a more creative life every day. Well, we've made it. We are on day 8 of 8-layer journaling. Today we'll be working on the layer I've been calling pen work. Now pen work for me is something that just means I'm going to be doodling today. This is my doodling layer. I will finish this layer today. And then I will bind this into a book of some sort. I haven't really decided how I'm going to bind it yet. I think I'm just going to put probably 2 rings at the top. I'll punch some holes through them, put 2 rings at the top, and I will call it good. And what I will do is I will carry this with me in my art bag or my purse, and as I see fit I will do more pen doodling on it, or I will actually do some actual journaling. I don't really have time for that in a 15-minute session, which is what all of these 8 sessions are, 15 minutes each, although image and words I've flubbed over a little bit, 5 minutes over on the image and 10 minutes I think over on the word. That one's pretty long. Yeah, whew, that was yesterday. So today we're not gonna do a lot of explanation, we're just gonna do a lot of doodling, but let me show you what I've got for my supplies. I have a regular number 2 pencil. I have a fat, essentially the same kind of a lead, but it's fatter. You can find these, I find these by the box at Lowe's. These are construction pencils, contractor pencils. You can also find, you could find them on Amazon or at school supply stores where they have kindergarten pencils that are really fat like this. I love them because they have a much larger lead on it than a regular pencil does. So it gives you a different kind of a mark. I also have a white doodling pen, which is my Uniball Signo Broad. It's my favorite white pen. I just like the way that it shows up on different things. I also have a black pen, which this was a pen I had gotten from a vendor when I worked at the hospital. And this is a Bic, and I can't remember what type of Bic it is, but that is my favorite doodling pen. And then if you can't find that, or this one is a food ball, I don't know, 1.5. This one has a little bit thicker mark than my favorite black pen, so I thought I'd keep both of those at the ready just in case I wanted something a little bit thicker. So, but those are the 5 tools that I'm going to use. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. This is a level that even though I say it's a session, I don't usually time myself on this. I usually just punch my holes wherever I'm going to punch them, put my rings in place, maybe add a ribbon to that. But I usually do all of my doodly stuff after the fact. So I usually carry a little pouch with all of these writing implements in it, and sometimes I'll even include a black Stazol pencil, which is that one there, which is kind of cool to create a different kind of a black mark. You can activate that with using a water brush or a brush with water, and it actually kind of fades it out a little bit to a gray, so that can give you different color variations in that. But instead of like going into too much explanation, I'm just going to set my writing implements in front of me, kind of hopefully in a place you can see them. And I'm going to grab my timer for 15 minutes. I'm going to set out 5 photos. Let's see. I will set out a few pictures at a time. I was gonna say 5, but I wanna make sure that you could see them all. So we'll do 3 of them at a time, and I have to make sure that I'm not being too like meticulous about this, because we do want to make sure I make the time for this session. Needs to be in 15 minutes. That's what I've told myself. Normally I would do art journaling. If I do actual art journaling on these, it will usually be like around the shape of the body. It might be going from the top down. It might even be turning the card and going from the side in. It might be from going from the photo out. It just depends on how I feel, you know, when I'm out in the world doing my journaling at that moment. I might even do the entire background. It just depends. And then depending on the darkness of the background, we'll decide whether I use the black or the white doodling pens. So for starting purposes, I'm gonna do my pencils first. So let's scooch those out of the way. Actually, no, let's scooch them back because, you know, Mama's making this up as she's going along. So let's just get started. 15 minutes. Whoops. 15 minutes, ready, go. And I'm just gonna make like hash marks just to kind of grunge up my card a little bit. I like doing this because then it kind of dirties up the card a little bit before you even get started, and you don't have to worry so much about, oh no, I've got my card dirty. I'm really sad about that. Because the card is not dirty. I don't like calling it dirty, but it's grungy already. So if it gets a little bit more grungy, it's fine because it already started out grungy. It's part of the look of the card. So I'm gonna do some scallops on that one. And I'm going to mimic some of the circles, just kind of do scribbly circles. And do a couple circles down here. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's no right or wrong way to do this, I just kind of do it. Really like to do kind of this scribbly, just to, I don't know, this is just what I do. Again, there's no wrong or right way to do this. You can do this however you want. Sometimes I'll even take the time when I'm out in the world and actually doing this on purpose. I would add like little white polka dots around some dark features. Circles are big, and what I do, I love circles. Circles just make me happy. Now these are really subtle. You may not see them from up above because it's just the skinny pencil to start. But when I'm done, I will zoom in on them so you can see them all of the different cards. Okay. Some backwards scallops like so. Just kind of keep it nice and messy and loose. Depending on what your washi tape is made of, will decide how well your mark shows up. This orange polka dotted washi is kind of plasticky, so it will fade rather quickly. Okay, just making some marks. How much time do we have left? Apparently, my timer is way off. Whoopsie. Cancel. So sorry. Apparently I had an hour and 15 minutes on there. That was wrong. Just fixed it, so now it's 15 minutes again, which I guess hopefully I won't go, I'll be way under that hopefully. So la pencil. Can I tell you, I really love the stars, the stenciling stars. I've never used stars before and I really like them. I always try to pick up all the different shapes just so I have them for my classes that I teach out in the world. But I've never used that one for myself. That is gonna be something I'm gonna do from now on. I generally try to stay off the letters, but I don't always stay off the letters. Just kind of grunge it up a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I really want to do on these. I do know I'm going to use black to kind of accentuate the words a little bit. And I'm going to kind of fill in that stamp that didn't stamp very well. It's okay. Again, there's no rules about this. I think the looser the better. I think you're really just kind of adding to the background a little bit. And then using the black pen, we're gonna kind of make the words kind of stand a little bit. Fill in some of that. Let's see how we're doing on time here. I think if I do this quick enough, I might be able to get through the cards a couple times. So pencil was first, skinny pencil. 12 minutes, 37 seconds left. I know I'm kind of flubbing a little bit because I think I'm about 3 minutes over. I'm gonna do the food ball. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. Because I feel more comfortable with my doodling pen, I'm just gonna take my pen and kind of do a scribbly kind of thing like that. When I get to my edges, I like to kind of leave a little loop out there. So the messiness looks very purposeful, because it is. I don't have to worry about it being gorgeous. If you go over it a few times, it looks creative instead of messy. At least that's what I tell myself. Creative versus messy. Okay, so there's that one. This will probably be the longest doodling, at least for the video today. I will still do the same thing where I keep a little pen case with me, a little pencil bag with me, that I will have all of my writing implements so that if I want to do more to it later, I can. I just really like the way these cards have turned out. I'm not sure if there's really much more to say, except how are your cards coming? Are you liking them? Are you liking the process? Is there anything that you would do to improve the process? Also, I'm really curious, what kind of thoughts did you guys come up with for your cards? I realized I didn't ask that yesterday, and I am curious, like what types of things did you write on there? Do you know how you're going to use your cards? I've decided that all of my cards are going to be, basically I'm going to keep them with me, and they're going to be cards that I basically draw one a week or draw one as I see fit, that says that I'm asking the universe the question, okay, what is the message that I need to remember this week? And the card that I draw will be the card that I will keep in mind. I love this pen because it's smooth, it's got a really nice tip, and it writes on so many surfaces. Not a lot of pens do that. And this one does rather nicely. Okay. 9 minutes, 56 seconds. See if I can hurry it up just a little bit. I don't really like doing a single line around my boxes, but I can always go around them again later. This one is so close to the edge over here, I'm gonna have to kind of flub my line. Just kind of put it out here a little bit. And then my little scribbles, a little more scribbles, a little more scribbles. I'll call that one good. Oh gosh, this one's, I forget how long some of mine were. Don't do that to yourself. I mean, I guess you can. I mean, there's no really wrong way to do it, but if you're on a timer, yeesh. Make your life easier. Do shorter thoughts. Two more on this card, and then one more. Make sure I get my scribble at least down on this bottom one and on this top one, and then just kind of randomly select where maybe you could put a couple of more. They don't have to be on every one, but I like it messy. Whew, I love this one. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Yes, search for the lesson in whatever it is you're going through. That is something that I am really trying to stay focused on this year. I love the variety of the women that I have on my cards. That just makes me really happy. Like if I can find all these women. I envision that we could all be like really good friends and sitting around, giggling at a round table, having huge dinner. Giggling, sharing stories, having fun. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe that's why subconsciously I chose to do these cards the way I did them this year. Maybe I'm trying to manifest my tribe. Would you like to be a part of my tribe? Just checking, just curious. If you were part of my tribe, what would we do? Like, what would be fun? I would love to spend the weekend at the coast. Oh my gosh, the Oregon coast is one of my favorite places in the world to be because it's so peaceful, and in the fall it's nice and stormy. We have a lot of windy kind of storms in Oregon at the coast. Beautiful. The waves get crazy. I love the ocean. Love, 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 love the ocean. It'd be fun to do an art retreat somewhere. Oh my gosh. How many of you would be game for that? Do an art retreat. We just all get together. Maybe bring our soul books together. That would be rad. Someplace gorgeous out in nature. Just be aware my version of roughing it is there's full-on bathroom facilities, full-on hot and cold water. Generally not sleeping with bugs is always good. And I love sleeping with proper bedding. Does that make me a camping snob? I totally glamp. I'm a glamping girl. Always have been, always will be. Even before glamping was a thing, I would like bring bookshelves with me while I was camping. I'd have an area rug. I'd always have my goose feather down blankets and comforters and all of my pillows. Everyone just thought it was crazy. My husband didn't care. He was pretty much, baby, if that makes you happy and that means we're gonna go camping, bring the whole house if you must. Which is kind of ironic because now that we live in a trailer, we can literally bring our whole house with us. I am so jazzed to do that. I haven't gone camping in our trailer yet, but because we're still living on my sister's property. But I know we're gonna do it this summer. It's gonna be fun. One of my goals this summer is to live at the Oregon Ocean. Oh, so much fun. I can't wait. I'll keep you posted how that works out. So let's see. I'm talking. It's 4 minutes 54 seconds left. I'm so busy talking and like just being scribbly, I'm not really paying attention to time. This whole process, all 8 of these steps for me is so much fun to get together with girlfriends and do this all around the table at the same time where you're giggling and joking and having fun, except instead of 15 minutes, we usually make it much more. we have a tendency to get together for 3 or 4 hours at a time to just play and have fun and be creative. But if I'm by myself and I'm doing this, I like to just put on some loud, like happy music. Anything, I'm really eclectic in my music. I like all different kinds of music. So it just depends on how I'm feeling and what's kind of making me want to dance a little bit. So it's different every day, different. But it's fun to just kind of put some music on and get into your own head and just let the creativity flow out of you. The steps are written out for you, so they pretty much give you such an easy guideline to follow. And you've seen there's really not a wrong way to do this. So it really takes all that pressure off. So you just play, 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 and you hear whatever messages, you know, pop into your head, whatever your soul's trying to tell you. Love this process. And I really hope that you're enjoying this process too. It really means a lot to me to be able to give you valuable content that will help your creativity and your creative life, whatever that is. You know, it might not be art journaling, but whatever it is that is your creative endeavor, I hope to be able to support you in that. Because I know for myself that being creative and my creativity and my ability to create things has literally saved my life so many times. How are we doing? Oop, almost missed a card. 2 minutes, 51 seconds. So I just decided what I'm going to do is I am going to, when the 15-minute timer stops, I am going to be done with this part of the process. If you want to see, I will continue on one card and show you how I use that one card when I'm out in the world with my little pencil kit with me, how I would doodle it further, just to give you an idea. So you're more than welcome to stop the video at that point. You're more than welcome to turn the sound off so you stop hearing me talking. If you just want to watch what I'm doing, that's fine. I will also make sure to show you at the very end of the video this book bound together. Now when I say bound together, I'm basically just going to take I'm basically going to take a hole punch. I'm going to create 2 holes at the top of my pages on all of them the same way, same place, and I will ring them together so you'll see what that looks like. So I have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. This is the point where I would, you know, come in the back and maybe add some white dashes or maybe some black plus signs or maybe some little hand-drawn circles, something like that. I might even come back in and reiterate some of the pencil drawings that I've done. Something else that I really like to do is, like on these darker ladies, go around the outside edge with some white to just do some polka dots around the hair. So that's one thing I would do. I'll show you some examples on that on some of my other cards I've done. This one, we have some of these little black stamps that I had done, and I'll go around and do some scribbly circles around a few of them. Just kind of bring them out of the background a little bit. I like doing that a lot. And they just don't have to be complete circles, they can just be messy. You do that. Another thing I like to do, let's see, the little, let's do some little X's. Just basically just making marks. And this is just a good way for me to just get quiet and breathe deeply as I'm doing it. This is really excellent if I'm waiting in line, or I'm sitting at the DMV, or maybe I'm on an airplane, or, you know, waiting to pick up one of the kiddos from school or something, my niece or nephew, which I have a tendency to pick them up sometimes. So that's just kind of how I would do that. So there's another example. Something else I would do, let's see if I can find a good example of one. See this lady here, she's very shadowed, she's very dark, and that's because she was, I pulled this from a magazine page where she was completely in shadow, and I didn't think about that when I cut her out, but I love this imagery of her. So what I could do is I could then, using my white pen, maybe put some polka dots around the outline of her clothing, maybe just the top edges of her top that she's wearing. You can also do the same thing with the black pen on a light image. I like doing this around women's hairlines as well. It's just a simple little touch that makes it kind of feel like you put some thought into it, made it a little more personal. I'll put some around her little teacup that she's drinking out of, which, you know, makes me happy. You can add stripes to her clothing. This would probably be a really good one to do little polka dots or something around her dress. Let's just do a little, she's got a hem here where this ruffle at the bottom of her dress goes up to the top of her dress. So let me see if I can just kind of figure out how we want to emulate that. Like so, just something simple. I can add lines, I can add polka dots around her collar. Just simple. And it makes it look like you've spent so much time like being so fancy schmancy with this. I also really like to do Turn your wounds into wisdom. I'll do it on this card. I really like to do some journaling around the body of the lady. So let me see. And I'm gonna do my journaling just really random, big, not terribly legible, but I'm gonna do it based on this turn your wounds into wisdom. Let's see, grab a piece of paper. I'm gonna pull a magazine page off of my glue magazine. Because the ink is still wet, I don't want to smudge it. So I'm going to lay this down on top of my image just so I have a place to rest my hand. What was I saying? Okay, there we go. And I have no problem skipping, you know, jumping words. Okay, now I can continue, I can do that, or I can continue like bring it down and around and go up and around the whole outside edge if I want to. That's totally up to me. I love doing journaling. I took a Dina Wakley class a few years ago, and that was the #1 thing that I took away from that, was I needed to not be afraid to put my own journaling into my work. Even though you might not be able to read it, it's beneficial for me knowing that I actually got the thought out. And sometimes I will take these, because they're such cute little pieces of art, I will take them and hang them up, maybe put some twine or something on a wall and use some clothespin to hang these up, and I can actually read what I wrote to myself. You never know what you're capable of until you go out and try. I'll even like continue the thought knowing that's running off and I'll never see the rest of it, but just little things like that. Okay, this might be a fun one to put. I can even come back in later and put like little crowns on them, give them little props of some sort. This one I'm just going to go around her hairline. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that doesn't matter. It's about going through the process. Okay, simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So some little, I love encircling the polka dots. Just kind of picking a few of them, not all of them. Kind of bringing them back to the forefront again, the foreground. Can even do some black ones if I've completely lost my polka dots. Some polka dots there that weren't there before, that's fine too. So that is what that level's all about. Of course I will continue these. These will be something that I will, you know, stick with. Basically this is it. They're super easy. There's nothing difficult about this at all. It's just about like clearing out your head and just playing. That really is truly all this is about. Just remember what you were like as a kindergartner. You're just basically doodling and journaling and just making scribbles and marks. And if you can write the alphabet, you can write any doodle that you want. You can do polka dots, you can do X's, you can do, you know, T's or whatever you want. So I hope that this was very helpful. Let me go through these rather quickly and show you the cards up close. So here is number 1. Is that helpful? Okay, there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So there you have it, all 20 cards using my 8-layer journaling. 1 paint, 2 paper, 3 washi, 4 stamping, 5 stenciling, 6 image, 7 words, and 8 pen work. I hope that you enjoyed this process. I really enjoy having you for the last 8 days join me every day. I've just been blown away by the response. I'm just so thankful that you're willing to come and watch little old me. But I really do appreciate you. And I hope that you at least try this process out and see how it works for you, if it makes your life a little bit easier as you're trying to figure out how to navigate the world of art journaling. And I love the idea of taking this process and putting it into your soul book or into a larger art journal. Maybe changing the parameters to whatever fits what you want time-wise, or even supply-wise, or even the layers that you want to put down. But I love this process, and I've just been so jazzed that you guys have really been so supportive and so encouraging. I just really appreciate you so, so much. So with that said, until my next video, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.